Coffee. Love my coffee. What's your favorite kind of coffee? Mine is Peets, Peets, Major Dickinson's blend. It's a dark roast and best I've found. But I'm always willing to try a new one. Okay, hi folks. Piney Woods Prepper here. Today I want to talk about the Prepper's Pantry. Probably one of the most important things in the prepper's mind is food, and rightly so. Well, food and water. But for this segment, I want to concentrate mainly on food. Of course, this begs the question, what food and how much of it do I need? Well, as to what food, the old saying is store what you eat and eat what you store. You know, foods that you or your family don't like uh, is just taking a valuable space in your pantry. And if your pantry is like mine, storage space is at a premium. I wish my pantry was about twice the size it is, but you make do with what you have, right? Of course, some of you folks don't even have a pantry at all, so I'll count my blessings. You know, if you don't have a pantry, though, all is not lost. Some folks get pretty creative when it comes to storing food and supplies. Even an apartment has some hidey holes where it will be out of view from prying eyes. Behind and under the couch comes to mind. Then, of course, under the bed is another excellent storage space. They even make these little shallow plastic totes specifically designed for fitting under a bed. I think I recall one of the mainstays of the prepper community, Joe Fox, talking about doing away with the bed frame completely and placing the box screens and mattress directly on a bunch of 5-gallon buckets full of supplies. Of course, that would complicate the convenience factor, but like we said, sometimes you have to make do with what you have. If you use your imagination, you'll come up with some great ideas. But I digress. My pantry could be better organized, but then I'm not a super organized person. But it is somewhat divided in about 5 categories: meats, vegetables, fruits, dry goods, and condiments. Now, in the meat section are spam, tuna, chili, chicken, beef, and then those quick open options such as Vienna sausage and sardines. And for the sake of simplicity, I'll include soups and broths in this category. Vegetables include green beans, corn, hominy, and I'll include canned beans here too. We not only have canned vegetables from the store, but we also do some canning from our garden as well. Fruits include peaches, pineapple, cherries, and apples. The last two mainly for baking pies. Fried pies are my weakness. Oh, and pineapple upside down cake. Okay, the dry goods are things such as dry beans, rice, pastas, flour, and cereals, hot and cold. There's a long list of condiments, but mainly salt, sugar, pepper, baking powder, baking soda, ketchup, mustard, salad dressings, jams, and jellies. We're also well stocked with a number of spices. Now, one thing we did was to install racks to hold many of the canned goods. they save quite a bit of shelf space, but the best part is you put the new cans in the top section and you pull from the lower section, so they automatically rotate for you. As you pull one from the bottom section, all the cans roll down where you're getting the next oldest every time you take a can from there. First in, first out. Okay, we use from the pantry on a daily basis. So food isn't wasted by getting old and out of date. But just a word here about out of date canned goods. Although we try to rotate our stock, we pay little attention to the best buy date. With a few exceptions, most canned goods will be just fine after that date, well after that date. I suspect the food companies include that date in order to protect themselves from being sued if someone gets sick from eating older foods. Now, not included in the pantry, but still in the food category, we have some long-term freeze-dried foods stored in a different location. We don't use that food on a daily basis because it is truly emergency rations for when times get tough and our pantry were to be depleted. Then two, there's our refrigerator for perishables such as milk, fresh fruits, vegetables, fresh meats, and the like. And we also have a chest freezer, and since we live about 30 miles from a grocery store of any size, we usually buy some items in bulk. For instance, we keep some meat and usually 3 or 4 loaves of bread and a couple of frozen pizzas in it. Okay, just a word about a related topic. When things go south, I think it's a good idea to have some snacks and some comfort foods on hand. Those will go a long way toward helping our mood and our mental health. That being the case, we keep a few cake and brownie mixes in the pantry, as well as some cookies, chips, and other goodies. I like my sweets. As to the question of how much to store, I'll just say store all you can eat before it goes bad. You never know whether you may need to share with family or friends. Of course, I know some folks say they will not share with those who didn't prepare, but that's a topic for another day. So that's our pantry. I'm sure I've left out some items, but you can use your imagination. Hopefully this has given you some things to chew on, pun intended. But again, store what you eat and eat what you store. Add your thoughts in the comments section if I've overlooked something. And if you enjoyed my virtual pantry tour, I'd appreciate it if you'd give us a like. It always makes my day when you do. Also, subscribe if you haven't already to be notified when we add new content. So this is the old Piney Woods Prepper saying God bless and be safe out there.